folks, welcome to RTR TV Trackside. I'm Dustin Hodges coming to you live from Sebring International Raceway for the Hoosier SCCA Super Tour. Over 25 classes of racing on tap in this chilly Sunday morning. High of only 50 today in Central Florida. Great day for track records. We'll see how what plays out. Now let's take a look at some of the races that went on today and meet some of the drivers that are here for this amazing first event of the year.
So let's check out the paddock for this SCCA Hoosier Super Tour weekend as we make a walk through, and you can check out some of these massive rigs we have here. We have Trans Am teams here doing testing for the upcoming season. We've got multiple major prep shops here. This is a major weekend as Spec Miata's heading to the grid. I guess that's Vehicular Longo. Not really sure about that. They must live in South Florida. Here's the best pit vehicle of the week. Why bring a golf cart when you can just bring a smart car? It's Six Sideways Racing in their massive rig for the Global Mazda MX-5 Cup. We've got guys here already loading up trailer tires put on their cars to get out of here. This place is basically Miata Central this week. As you can see, we've got Formula 500s. Paddock's looking a little empty already this morning. Looks like some guys had some bad Saturday luck and are already headed home. Polestar team here in their first class operation. As you can see, there's just Miatas galore. I think it's the most highly subscribed class in SCCA with a lot of support from Mazda that goes a long way. You can see here comes another Miata rolling up to the grid. Formula Mazda running Atlantic trim this week. Steve Bamford set up with his 3 cars for 1 driver, which is always an entertaining situation to see. These guys still have car covers on. It's a little early this morning, but we're already looking at race group 2 rolling out here in a minute. So these guys better hurry up and get to the track. So you can see a lot of these guys have already tore down their awnings in preparation for leaving today. It's been a 3-day race. A lot of these guys have been here since Wednesday. As soon as this race is over today, they are headed out. Here's Justin Gordon, his F4 car. Got BMWs running in T2 and STU. Got Nissans, Mustangs, BMWs. Forget about the open wheel formula cars. Best racing in the world right there. Open wheels where it's at, folks. You want to have some real racing fun? Get behind the wheel of an open wheel car like that. Formula Atlantic. Fastest class in SCCA. You can see the Spec Racer tent is completely empty. I think they're still headed out towards, they're probably sitting down in impound right now. So we've got a lot of first-class operations here this weekend. Guys testing for the 12-hour Sebring, 24 hours of Daytona, things like that coming up. So we've got a good mix of grassroots SCCA drivers along with a lot of professional and semi-professional drivers here this weekend. More Miatas. They said they're like candy around this place. You can't seem to walk 10 feet without tripping over one. And 3 more Miatas. and another Miata, and another Miata. Like I said, you can't walk 10 feet without tripping over these things around here. Mazda has thrown a lot of cash at SCCA Racing for the contingency prizes for this class, and it has grown tremendously over the past 15 years. You can see these guys have like 30 of them over here. And more Miatas. They are everywhere here today, folks. We've got familiar Compressed Motorsports rig with their multiple class operation they have. Basically prep shop for anything you want to run. I've seen them have spec racers, prototypes, Atlantics, Fords, Mazdas, you name it. Seem to be an all-around prep shop. You've got all kinds of different sizes of trailers and rigs around this place, everything from semis to little open wheel trailers. Here's the big bore boys with their T2 and GT2 and T1 classes here, the Mustangs, Camaros, Corvettes. Make amazing sounds out on the track. Definitely got to check those guys out. You should definitely check out the footage of those guys. You can see here we've got a mix over here. We've got a few more Miatas under the tent with a Mustang down on the end. Lots of different classes. You can run pretty much anything you want in SCCA. They will find a place for you to race if you show up with a car. And more Miatas. You got a nice Trans Am car here. Runs in GT1 in SCCA competition. Trans Am's a professional series for purpose-built Mustangs, Camaros, things like that. As you can see, this is a serious big bore car here. Massive brakes, massive engines, massive exhaust. These cars sound amazing. They are wonderful, wonderful cars. And another Miata. And another Miata. Again, they are everywhere, folks. As you can see from the highlight reel from earlier today and the races from yesterday, when the Miata group rolls by on the track, it seems like a never-ending train of Mazdas. And as we're about to turn a corner into a plethora, this is what you call a gaggle of Mazdas. Just a ridiculous large group of Miatas and Miatas and Miatas. We've got a Roush Mustang here. Very nice, clean looking car here. And we're turning the corner, and what again? Another Miata. Amazing, isn't it? They are everywhere.
So we're here with Christian Laldos, the driver of number 92 Formula Ford or Formula 1600 or Formula F, depending on who you talk to in this world nowadays. You see we had a little damage here from the first race. It's called bump drafting for people. It's little love taps on the car in front of you. So, Chris, what do you think about this weekend? How's things going?
So far, this weekend's going pretty well. Made some adjustments to the car. Everything's going pretty well. And yeah, had a little bit of a bump drafting issue with one of the drivers, but you know, that's part of the racing game. So you know, we'll come back stronger tomorrow and hopefully.
You told me this was a real Formula Ford, right?
Yeah, real Formula.
So would you want to explain to those people what this means by real Formula Ford?
So real Formula Ford, the majority of the class is running a Honda Fit engine, which is a 1500cc Honda fuel injected engine, but like I said, I'm an old guy, so I tend to go for old-fashioned things. So we're running a carbureted Kent 1600 series, 1600 cc engine. So yeah, and it's actually, I think it's actually better than the Hondas with the proper driver. I mean, I don't know if I'm there yet, but we'll get there soon, you know.
So we're here with Cahill drivers, Kalen Frederick and Miguel Garcia, Formula Atlantic drivers, 15 years old and 17 years old. I know that most guys take, you know, until they're in their early 20s if they get to Formula Atlantic. You guys just finished 1-2 today in this amazing race. What's your thoughts on Formula Atlantic, and how was today's race?
Today's race was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I had a really great start and just drove away. Didn't make too many mistakes, and Cahill gave me an awesome car today, you know, able to do what I did, and I'm just really thankful for them giving me such a great opportunity.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Miguel, what do you think? How was your experience in today's race?
Well, today's race was a pretty fun session. Unluckily, we didn't have that pace during qualifying, so we kind of just discovered what I was able to do in race 1, and hopefully we'll get the same pace tomorrow for race 2.
Well, that's the great thing about double race weekends. You know, you have just that extra little bit to go. So, if you don't mind me asking, what got your start in racing? I know you said you're 15 years old, which is just amazing to me that you. What do people think when you like your friends when you're driving a car that's one step below Indy cars and yet you can't drive on the street? How do you explain that to some people?
I mean, it's actually really hard to explain to people at school, you know, my age, what I do, because they don't really understand it. They just think I'm just going out wheeling a car like on the road. But you know, it's a lot different with the physical, mental, and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's hard to explain to them, but most people, when you come to a racetrack that understand what you're doing, and I tell them that I'm 15 years old, they're really surprised and impressed. So yeah.
So you obviously have professional aspirations. I know there's limits on certain races. Like your father mentioned you can't go to Europe right now. They won't let you race. I guess Max Verstappen ruined that for everyone. Is that they put a limit on that at 18? Is that the deal now?
It's the limit is 16. So the goal was to try to get me over there this year, but I won't be able to start the season because I'm still 15. So maybe next year we'll see what happens over there. But hopefully I might be able to get over there and do some stuff. Yeah.
So we're here with Saturday's race winner, Joey Esma, and I know incident today, but we'll leave that out of the discussion here. But so tell me, what was your impression this weekend? What do you think about yesterday's race?
Yes, I mean it was great. Yesterday's race was my my second F1600 race, Formula Ford race. So yep, we've been doing karts for a while, and we did some closed cockpit stuff, and so I'm really excited to being able to transition over into the open wheel stuff.
That's great. What kind of closed wheel racing did you do?
So we did mainly just lemon. We started off with lemons, just a way to get into cheap tin top stuff, get a feel for it, and then we started doing chump car, which is it's now champ car, which is pretty cool for them. But yeah, so we did a Dodge Neon with a motor swap, and that was a lot of fun on 140 mile an hour Neon. That's pretty wild.
That has to be really interesting. I can't imagine. I drove a showroom stock Neon. It definitely didn't have that much horsepower.
Yeah, well, actually, it was interesting because our the first Neon we had started off as a showroom stock, so it's been a race car its entire life, it's been around longer than I have. So
it's always fun to drive race cars that have been around longer than you. That's got to be an interesting thing. And then moving into this thing, which is brand new. How was the transition to that?
So the closed cockpit stuff is a lot slower to react. Coming from a kart, that was the biggest thing. It's so slow in the corners while reacting, and so I think this is a lot more like a kart, which has been good for me. I felt pretty good in the kart, so it's been good to transition back into something similar to that. had to break a few karting habits like the quick hands, but you know we made quick work of that, so we're all good now.
So what kind of karting did you do? Did you start when you were very, very young like everybody else in the world, or?
Yeah, so we started with a kid kart and then moved up to Rotax Junior and did Rotax Junior for a while. Won the 2013 GoPro Motorplex Championship, Rotax Junior Championship, which was pretty cool to do. Yeah, just Rotax for a while. Did a little bit of Rotax Senior and then moved up to the cars. So
That's perfect. No, it's kind of normal progression that seems to be the trend nowadays. So what are your plans for this year?
So we're running the FRP Pro Series. Might run some other series too, but that's Pro Series for now. So
That's where it's got to go. If you want to make a career, you got to go pro, right? So that's what are your aspirations? You an IndyCar in your mind, or are you looking more IMSA road, or what are you thinking?
right now, I just want to get as much experience in as many cars as possible. I think that's going to be crucial in my development as a driver. So I'll take what I can get. IndyCar would be a lot of fun. F1 would be even better. But so we'll see where it leads.
Thanks for joining us once again. I'm Dustin Hodges from RTR TV Trackside, coming to you from Sebring International Raceway. Tune in next week as we're bringing you coverage of the NASA High Performance Driving event from Roebling Road Raceway.
You can follow us on Facebook at Right Turn Racing TV.